Julian McMahon, best known for his iconic roles in NipTuck, Charmed, and the Fantastic Four film series, has died at the age of 56 following a quiet but intense battle with cancer. The Australian-born actor passed away peacefully on July 2nd in Clearwater, Florida, surrounded by close family. His death was confirmed by his wife, Kelly McMahon, who issued a formal statement revealing for the first time that Julian had been privately fighting cancer. Kelly McMahon's statement read, "With an open heart and immeasurable sadness, I share that my beloved husband Julian passed away peacefully after a valiant effort to overcome cancer. His deepest wish was to bring joy into as many lives as possible, and through every role, he truly did." News of his passing spread quickly throughout the entertainment industry, sparking reflection on the actor's three-decade career that stretched across continents and genres. While Julian McMahon remained mostly private about his health, those who worked with him in recent years had no public indication that he was suffering. According to production sources, he remained active, professional, and fully committed to his work until very recently. Julian's most defining role came in 2003 when he starred as Dr. Christian Troy on the hit FX drama NipTuck. The series ran for 6 seasons, earning critical acclaim and a loyal audience. His portrayal of the charming but morally complex plastic surgeon brought him a Golden Globe nomination in 2005. The role was bold, edgy, and sometimes controversial, traits that McMahon leaned into with confidence. Before that, McMahon was already a familiar face to millions of viewers for his role as Cole Turner on the fantasy series Charmed. His performance, which ran from 2000 to 2003, made him a fan favorite and helped cement his place as a recognizable face in primetime television. In 2005, Julian stepped into blockbuster territory with the role of Victor Von Doom, better known as Dr. Doom, in the Marvel film Fantastic Four. He reprised the role in the sequel Rise of the Silver Surfer in 2007. Though the films received mixed reviews, McMahon's performance as the suave but ruthless villain stood out and introduced him to an entirely new generation of filmgoers. But McMahon's legacy didn't end in the early 2000s. In 2020, he took on a starring role in the CBS crime drama FBI Most Wanted, where he played Special Agent Jess LaCroix. The show quickly gained traction, and McMahon's portrayal of the composed and deeply human team leader earned praise. He remained with the series until 2022, when he exited the show in a planned story arc that saw his character's tragic on-screen death. His final role, according to reports, was in the upcoming Netflix series The Residents, where he played the Prime Minister of Australia. The role carried symbolic weight. Julian's father, Sir William McMahon, actually served as the Prime Minister of Australia from 1971 to 1972. It was a quiet, full-circle moment in the actor's life, blending personal history with his final professional endeavor. Julian McMahon was born in Sydney, Australia in 1968. He was the only son of William McMahon and Lady Sonia McMahon. After attending private schools and briefly studying law and economics, he dropped out of university and entered the world of modeling. His good looks quickly caught attention, and after a short modeling career in Europe and the US, he transitioned into acting. He got his start in Australian television, appearing in the soap Home and Away in 1990. From there, his ambitions took him to the United States, where he slowly began building a name for himself in both television and film. Over the years, McMahon was known not just for his leading man looks, but for choosing roles that often pushed moral boundaries. Whether playing a seductive demon in Charmed, a narcissistic plastic surgeon in NipTuck, or a cold villain in a superhero movie, he had a knack for characters that lived in moral gray areas. Despite his on-screen charisma, Julian McMahon kept a relatively low public profile. He rarely gave personal interviews, and when he did, he kept his private life carefully guarded. Even as rumors swirled around his relationships, health, and career choices, McMahon kept the attention on his work. His relationship with his father, one of Australia's most prominent political figures, was a topic he rarely addressed publicly. In past interviews, McMahon acknowledged the pressures of growing up in a political household, but made clear that acting had always been his own passion. His death shocked fans and colleagues alike, not only because of his age, but because of the secrecy surrounding his illness. Sources confirm that McMahon had known about his diagnosis for some time, but chose to keep it within a very tight circle of family and trusted associates. He continued working and traveling while undergoing treatment and never revealed the nature or stage of his condition to the public. The news came suddenly but not unexpectedly to those closest to him. According to People magazine and multiple entertainment outlets, his final days were spent in peace with family members by his side. He reportedly requested privacy and dignity in his final weeks. Julian McMahon leaves behind his wife, Kelly Paniagua, whom he married in 2014 after nearly 11 years of dating. He is also survived by his daughter, Madison, from a previous marriage to actress Brooke Burns. McMahon and Burns were married from 1999 to 2001. His legacy spans more than 30 years across television and film and includes major roles in Australian productions, U.S. dramas, and global blockbusters. But perhaps more than any specific role, it was Julian McMahon's consistency, professionalism, and quiet charisma that earned him respect across the industry. Those who worked with him describe him as calm, intensely focused, and deeply respectful of the craft. Directors and co-stars frequently spoke about his preparedness and how he brought depth to even the most stylized or exaggerated roles. After his exit from FBI Most Wanted in 2022, Julian McMahon took some time away from public appearances, fueling speculation about whether he was planning a return to film or television. The announcement of his involvement in The Residence brought renewed interest in his career, and fans were eager to see his portrayal of a fictionalized version of Australia's Prime Minister, especially given his real-life connection to the country's political history. Production on The Residence has now wrapped, and Netflix is expected to release the series later this year. The platform has not issued a formal statement about McMahon's passing or how the show may be impacted by it. It remains unclear whether posthumous marketing or tribute segments will accompany the series. Back in Australia, news outlets have reflected heavily on his roots, with national coverage focusing on his dual identity as both a political heir and a creative force in Hollywood. Despite spending the majority of his career in the United States, McMahon maintained dual citizenship and regularly visited Sydney to see family and support local causes. His death has prompted tributes from former castmates and collaborators, but per his family's wishes, official public memorials have not yet been announced. A private service is expected to be held later this month in Florida, where McMahon spent much of his final year. In Hollywood, Julian McMahon's death leaves a quiet but undeniable gap. He wasn't the loudest name in the industry, but his presence ran deep. Over more than 30 years, he played roles that weren't just entertaining, they were bold, complex, and unforgettable. He wasn't interested in being the loudest man in the room. He chose substance every time. Even in villainous or morally gray roles, McMahon brought a calm intensity that made people pay attention. He never tried to overshadow the story. Instead, he grounded it, and in doing so, his performances stood out, whether it was NipTuck's plastic surgery drama or the calculated coldness of Dr. Doom. After his 2022 departure from FBI Most Wanted, Julian began exploring other interests. He reportedly considered directing and had taken meetings with networks and streaming platforms, but his declining health quietly changed the course. While the public remained unaware, McMahon spent most of 2023 and 2024 focusing on treatment and staying close to family. His final project, Netflix's The Residence, is already gaining attention. In it, he plays the fictional Prime Minister of Australia, a role that mirrors his real-life lineage, as his father once held that exact title. It was a quiet, full-circle moment, one that now takes on new weight. Behind the scenes, McMahon was known for discipline and a quiet work ethic. He didn't chase headlines, he didn't invite controversy, he chose to let his acting speak for him. And in an era driven by noise, that made him stand out even more. He spent his final year at home in Clearwater, Florida, with his wife Kelly and and daughter Madison nearby. A few longtime friends visited, and the mood in those final weeks was kept peaceful and private, just as he preferred. There were no social media posts, no farewell interviews. Comment your thoughts and memories of Julian McMahon, like the video, subscribe for real celebrity updates.